chronic stress is damaging to every organ system in the body. All of us are starting out in different places as far as our ability to cope with particular amounts of stress, but we know that it has an effect on the gastrointestinal system, on the nervous system, on our emotional life. I mentioned our immune system, your reproductive system. Really, every organ system in the body functions less optimally under chronic stress. And so, the longer and the more intense the stress, the more impact that's going to have on our physical bodies.
It's been known for decades upon decades that stress is a major risk factor for exacerbation of a number of chronic conditions. So, for example, when we are feeling the effects of stress, our cortisol level, which is like our fight or flight response, actually goes up. And sometimes we feel like we're on this roller coaster where it's going up and down. And that in and of itself can have effects on blood pressure, blood sugar in diabetics. In neurology, it's a well-known fact that stress can be a trigger for a lot of neurological conditions, among them headaches, seizures. Even when the blood pressure goes up, people could be at risk for a stroke. So it's very scary. In our patients who have headaches already or migraine disorders, about 80% of them will say that stress is one of the major triggers for their migraine attacks. And so we're certainly seeing more headaches during this pandemic.
It's a really important point to know that the body doesn't distinguish between physical stress or mental or emotional stress. It impacts the body in the same way. The nervous system is connected to every part of your body. And when we're under stress, it activates our fight or flight responses. So this, what's called the sympathetic nervous system, is activated. And that's, great if you're in an acute situation where you have to act quickly. If your house is on fire, you need that sympathetic nervous system to make you alert and have the energy and sort of diligence to take care of what you need to take care of. But if that nervous system is always turned on, if we're always in a state of alert, then that causes a lot of problems that can lead to all kinds of physical manifestations.
Stress has been linked to so many neurological and medical conditions in general. Among them, heart disease, cerebrovascular disease, worsening blood sugar, worsening sleep patterns, which can cause their own problems down the line. Also with headaches, we don't like to leave people in pain. We know that people who have frequent and severe headaches actually have health problems later on because of the pain that they're experiencing. So pain in itself can be a risk factor.
Any stressor that lasts for long term can produce inflammation in all systems in your body. It can cause progression of disease, be it, atherosclerosis or cardiac disease. So this stress can definitely have long-term effects.
And sleep is a restorative, but to have proper sleep, there are things that we need to do. The disruption in all of our lives has made it more difficult to have regular sleep. Having a schedule, not taking naps during the day, not drinking too much alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, all of these things, less screen time, especially screen time right before we want to go to bed, can impact our ability to get the proper amount of sleep. We have more mental health problems in total when we're not sleeping properly. Either sleeping too much or sleeping not enough is a red flag.
For people working at home, work has become extremely pervasive because you find yourself, working early in the morning, working at night, working in between, not being on a routine. And when this pandemic started, we weren't sure how long this would go on, and it seemed temporary, but it's been a few months now. So I would say that, we have to start thinking about setting a routine for ourselves, even though we're working at home, and try to make that stick, you know, whether that is waking up at a particular time, setting some time aside for a break during the day, every day at the same time, making time for exercise, making time for family, and catching up with your loved ones, and doing the things that are pleasurable to you, and getting on a schedule really, and being disciplined about it.